name's Anna, and I'm currently a freelance graphic designer. I work part-time in retail as well because it's hard. I mean, I guess I'm only starting with the freelancing, so it's nice having the comfort and the reliability of having another part-time job whilst doing that and finding my feet a bit more. I studied graphic design at uni, and I also did a bachelor in marketing and advertising, so they both kind of pair quite nicely.
So what is a piece of work that you've done either recently or just a piece of work that you've really enjoyed doing and that you've done?
So probably like a bigger collaboration that I've done. We worked in a group of 4. There was 4 of us designers, and we came together to help this startup energy, like green energy company, with their design and their branding. And so we worked through creating a logo for them that communicated what they stand for and convey, I guess, their brand identity and their mission statement and their kind of like the voice they wanted to portray. So my role in that collaboration was illustrative based. So I did mostly just illustrations and designed posters for them to help communicate to their community, because it was like a new company. They needed a strong voice and a few, I guess, image based texts to speak about what they want to change and how they're different from a lot of like other energy companies, I guess. So yeah, I really enjoyed designing the posters, and I mean, they say like a picture encapsulates 1,000 words, so you can really get an idea or a message across so much better through illustration and, like, I guess, a visual representation. Yeah.
So what was the overall message that you wanted to convey through that?
So we collaborated with I think the 2 guys who started the company, and they gave us a few sort of goals that they wanted to get across and communicate with their communities, like I was saying before. And so I basically kind of designed a poster around each message they wanted to get across. So basically just took their written goals and missions and created a visual representation of that in the form of posters that they could then put on billboards or hang up around the community to kind of introduce themselves and their message. And yeah.
Awesome. And so how important was the collaboration? Like, it was obviously a big aspect, would you say?
That sort of job you wouldn't have been able to do alone.
Yeah.
Or the time of it would have just expanded so much. So yeah, it was really important that we had a few different people with their own skills. Like, everyone brought a different skill to the table. So yeah, like I said, I did most of the illustration.
So what was the process behind the brief of the energy design?
So our creative process, I guess it kind of changes a little bit when you work in a collaboration. Like, when I'm working by myself and doing my own design work, then I guess I have a bit of a different process that I go through. Whereas when you're collaborating, you can kind of split up different parts of the process. But together, you always first have like your client meeting where we discuss the brief, what they wanted, and then obviously we introduced ourselves because it was the first time we were all working together as well on such a big project.
So it's important to know.
Yeah. And I guess like we sort of knew each other previously because we had been in the same graphic design class. So I guess we had that initial contact with each other, but also just learning about each other's skill sets and kind of like working in a team is always hard because some people work faster, some people work slower, and then obviously just navigating that and mediating a middle ground of how we can all work together the best we can. So yeah, we did a lot of research, touched base with clients, that kind of continued as we were going to get that continuous like feedback on what they needed, if we were going in the right direction. I guess with the part I kind of was head of with the illustration based stuff, always doing my own research, and I guess having a marketing background really helps with that sort of stuff as well. And then drawing things out by hand first, then scanning it in or taking a photo and digitalizing it. So I'm lucky I have a pen, and so I can draw directly on my screen. So that really helps with illustrative based work. And then also just defining what kind of visual language and visual style I want to use for each poster, because obviously you want them all to link quite nicely together and also still be in a style and a voice that fits the brand or like the company and their values. So that was probably the most important thing. And then finding a typographic voice that was clear.
How would you approach my class's brief, which is making kin in the Anthropocene?
So I think as a designer today, it's interesting navigating what your role is with the Anthropocene, because I guess with like all the climate change issues and political stuff going on, as a designer, your design work could be masking a lot of that and normalizing a lot of like negative issues. And I mean, the whole marketing world is about exploitation and like, you know, preying on people's like weaknesses and stuff, and design is a huge part of that, getting people to buy unhealthy food. Packaging design is, I guess, like one of the main reasons people buy stuff. So it's kind of hard as a designer because you do feel like you have a really big role in all of that. And then I guess it's just a personal choice as to whether you want to do more environmentally friendly design and sustainable design where you work for non-for-profits, and working for companies like the one we did the project with. They were all about green future, green electricity, and they really want to make a difference with that as well. So it was really cool working with someone who wants to make a change within that sort of area and creating designs that will help them do that and further that as well. And from my experience, and I guess like my knowledge as a graphic designer, I think the idea of you guys having virtual reality is really cool, because our brains take in visual information so much quicker than text, which is why design is such a powerful thing. And then I guess you could create like flyers or posters and have like an illustrative voice or some like factual stuff with illustrations, or even create some flyers or brochures that are nicely designed so people will want to look at it and will want to read about what you have to say as well.
And we have that physical touch aspect.
And something for them to take home as well. Yeah. Or even if you do digital flyers and you want to be more sustainable, you can design those, and then people can have like an emailing list, and then you send them a brochure through their emails with like links to stuff that they could maybe learn more about.
So make it more interactive.
Yeah, anything interactive.
Anna Louisa was an absolute pleasure to interview. Her insights into collaboration helped understand just how important being a part of a team can be when working towards a client's creative brief. Her team's poster designs really convey a message of sustainable energy, and I think for my future projects I will definitely be taking into consideration just how important the illustrative and interactive aspects can be.